Do you find it annoying that all of your transactions on the blockchain are being represented by this sea of random transaction hashes? This is what Phi Land is trying to solve by converting this into this. And today I'll be sharing with you how Phi Land could help you to increase your chances of getting an airdrop by adding credibility to your wallet, and how you could potentially qualify for Phi Land's very own airdrop as well. Phi Land allows you to visualize your on-chain identity, where you'll be able to display all of these different items based on certain transactions that you've completed on the blockchain. This helps to add credibility to your wallet, as it shows that you are completing other transactions apart from those that are mainly focused on airdrops. So it reduces the chance of your wallet being labeled as a Sybil address. These are the three main things that you need to have before you can interact with Phi Land, which is a non-custodial wallet like MetaMask. You need to have some Matic on the Polygon network, as well as an ENS domain. Your ENS domain will be the most expensive component, as it costs about 5 USD worth of Ethereum for every year that you wish to register your domain. And the gas fees are extremely expensive as well, where you roughly need to pay about $10 worth of USD to process this transaction. But I would highly recommend that you purchase one of these ENS domains, as it helps to give your crypto wallet an added credibility as well, because this is something that the bots will not have, as the cost of this domain is quite expensive. So the other part is to have some Matic on the Polygon network, and the good thing is that all your objects on Phi Land are on Polygon, where the gas fees are much cheaper, and you only need to pay at most 10 cents for every transaction on this network. So now that you have both of these requirements, you'll now be able to interact with the Phi Land platform. Depending on the age of your wallet, as well as the activities that you've performed before, it is possible for you to have already completed some of these quests on Phi Land. What I'll recommend you to do is to click on this check all eligibility button. And you can filter all of these objects by clicking on unclaim, and this will show you all of the different items that you can claim based on certain transactions that you have already performed. So for example, this is the Iron Polygon Gas Guzzler item. I met this requirement because I spent more than 0.1 Matic in gas fees on the Polygon network. So once you have met the criteria, you'll be able to claim this object. So this will cost you some gas fees as well in Matic. So you may want to have a small amount of Matic in your MetaMask wallet to process all of these different transactions. So once you have claimed your object as well, you also earn some experience points, which will go to your Phi score. And if an airdrop does happen in the future, the amount of XP that you have on Phi Land could determine your token allocation. So this process can be actually quite tedious if you have multiple objects that you can claim, as you need to claim all of them one by one. If you're not eligible for any of these objects, then you may want to start completing some of these quests. The ones that I would recommend you to do will be under the Adventure tab. So there are quite a few quests that you can complete. I would think that the easiest one will be the Beginner quest. But the only problem is that all of these 4 different quests are on the Ethereum network, so the gas fees are extremely high. And I would suggest that you complete these transactions when the GUI is low, and right now it's about 18 GUI, so this is actually one of the best times to perform any transactions on Ethereum, as well as any of the other layer 2s as well. So I've already claimed 3 of them, and the last one that I'm waiting for is this quest on Uniswap, where I need to swap at least once on the Ethereum network. Even when the gas is quite low, you need to pay almost $6 worth of Ethereum to complete that swap. The swap that I'm intending to make is to purchase at least 10 BIT tokens, as this could possibly help with the mental airdrop maybe coming in the future. Initially, I did not want to perform this swap because the gas fees are too high, but since I'm able to complete this quest, as well as get the BIT delegate role, it is slightly more worth it to perform this transaction. So if you'd like to find out a bit more about the mental airdrop, you can check out the link in the description below, where I go through some of the tasks that you can perform on this layer 2 network. So once you have completed all of the different quests in this adventure, you'll also be able to get some of these additional base plates and objects, which will help you to spruce up your Phi Land to make it more aesthetically pleasing. I would say that most of the quests that are available on Phi Land are all mainly on the Ethereum network, so the gas fees are extremely high, and I would strongly recommend that you only perform these quests if you have enough Ethereum to process these transactions. So Phi Land has also released some of these quests on the Polygon network. I would strongly recommend that you complete these as well, as the gas fees are much cheaper compared to the Ethereum network. Another unique object that you may want to collect is the Zerion DNA, which could potentially help you to qualify for the Zerion airdrop as well. The only problem is that this NFT is on the Ethereum network. One of the easiest ways to mint this NFT is by going to mint.fun, and you'll be able to mint this DNA for free. But the only thing is that you need to pay some gas fees in Ethereum to process the transaction. Some of the other quests that I've completed so far are the quests on Snapshot, where I can vote on various proposals for different projects. The main ones that I've been voting for have come from Stargate, which is actually related to the Layer 0 airdrop, and you need to stake some STG tokens to participate in these governance proposals. If you'd like to find out more about this, you can also check out my video in the description below. I've also voted on some proposals on Galaxy, and you need to hold the Galaxy tokens before you can vote on any of these proposals, and it may be possible for you to qualify for a Galaxy airdrop in the future. So this is something that you can consider as well. The other quest that I'm currently looking at is the DAO quest, where the last one is that I'll need to own a Pope NFT before I'm able to claim all of these different bonuses. So this quest requires you to create a multi-sig wallet where the wallet needs to have at least 2 signers. So I've created one of these wallets where I require 2 out of 3 wallets to approve the transactions. But the only problem is that this is on the Ethereum network, and I paid about $9.18 worth of Ethereum to create this multi-sig wallet. Right now it seems to be the airdrop season, and there are so many projects out there that could potentially release their new token. If you're finding it hard to keep track of all of these different airdrops, I created a Notion page where I've listed down all of the different networks and projects that I'm looking to farm for an airdrop. This will include both video and text guides that will show you all of the steps that I've performed to potentially qualify for these airdrops. If you want to gain access to this site, all you need to do is to subscribe to my Substack newsletter, which I also left the link in the description below, and the link to this Notion page will be sent to you in your welcome email. Apart from all of these different objects that you can earn by completing this quest, you can also go to the shop to purchase some different items as well. So some of these will cost you quite a bit of Matic, and some of them are actually free. So what I'll do is to sort it by the lowest price, and this will allow me to purchase some of these objects for free, and I only need to pay the gas fees in Matic to purchase these items. Some of these items are the social objects, where you can also add some links to it, and I'll be creating one land by itself with all of my different socials, and I'll show you what I mean later on. So there are also some of these wallpapers and other items that you can add as well, which are all free if you like to design your land to make it look nicer when people are visiting it. So this will be all of the different social icons that I'll be purchasing, and while they do not cost any Matic, I'll still need to pay some Matic and gas fees to purchase them. Now that we have all of these different objects, the next step is to place them all into our own Phi Land. So I came across this Phi Land that looks really cool, as this wallet holder linked multiple lands together, where each of these different lands signify a different part of their Web3 journey, where, like, for example, this one is all of his social profiles, and this one I believe is all of the different activities that he has performed on the Ethereum network. So if you like to do something similar to this, you actually need to create a land on each of your different ENS subdomains. As you can see in the URL, he actually has different subdomains, like for example, this one is the time swap subdomain, while he also has a My Music subdomain as well. So if you do want to follow something similar to that, after you have purchased your ENS domain, you can click on My Names, and then click on your main domain, and you can click on the subnames tab to add any additional subdomains that you wish to have. So the only problem is that when you want to add any of these different subdomains, you need to perform a transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. So this will cost you some gas fees as well. And it cost me roughly $2 worth of Ethereum to add one of these different subdomains. Now that we are designing our land, I can actually select either my main domain or one of my different subdomains to create one of these lands on. So for this example, I'll be creating my socials land, and this will cost me roughly 2 cents worth of Matic, which is actually quite affordable. So now I can deposit some of the items that I have into this land. So for example, I can just put my YouTube blog, my Substack and Twitter blogs, and I can add a link to all of these different blogs as well. This would be important because there's this quest over here where you need to create 10 hyperlinks on your land. I think that the only way that it's possible for you to create these hyperlinks is by adding them to all of these different objects. Once you're done with all of these editing, you can click on the save button, and this will also cost you some gas fees to confirm this transaction and confirm the design of your land for this particular domain. If you have other subdomains as well, you can click on this button and go to all of these different lands. So I created this land on my quest subdomains. So this will be the area where I'll be putting all of the different objects that I've earned from the different Phi Land quests. So before we can do that, you need to transfer these objects from your wallet into this land, and this can be done by going to this wallet button here, and then you can click on deposit for any of these different objects. This will also cost you you some gas fees in Matic as well when you are depositing all of these different objects into your LAN. So once you have deposited your objects, you can click on the edit button and you can add it to any of the different tiles. I would say that I'm not really much of a designer myself, but you can go to the home page and scroll all of the way down to look at some of the different designs that other people have already created, and perhaps you can gain inspiration from there. So if you like to make it look nicer with all of these different elements, you may need to purchase some of them from the shop and then transfer it over to your LAN so that you can make it more unique. But for me, mainly I just want to create the LAN and increase the LAN power as well. So I'll be using more of the basic designs and just adding as many items as possible and adding links to some of these objects as well. If you'd like to share any of your Phi Lands, do leave a link to it in the comments below. And also let me know how many quests you have already completed. If you'd like to do something similar to this LAN where you are merging all of these different LANs together, Phi has this documentation page where all you need to do is to follow this URL structure to include all of the different LANs together, and you look something like this. You can click on this link here and then you bring you to this JavaScript where you can add all of your different Phi Lands, and after that it give you this URL which you can then share it in your profiles, and once they click on that link, they'll be able to view this combined LAN display. So apart from all of the different tasks that you can complete on Phi itself, you can also connect your wallet to Phi's guild, where you can receive certain roles in Discord, depending on some of the tasks that you have already completed. So I would say that the two main ones that we can complete would be the Phi follower as well as the Phi Land owner. All of this may be quite important, where if you have certain roles, it may increase the allocation of the Phi token if it ever comes out in the future. With regards to Phi's airdrop, they have recently announced that they have raised $2 million in their seed round, and this round was being backed by quite a few of these prominent players in the crypto space. There has been no announcement made regarding any token. If it does happen, then it will definitely be a bonus to us. Do let me know in the comments if you need any help with creating your lands on Phi. And another platform that you can use to increase the credibility of your wallet is known as Layer 3. And check out my video here as I explain this platform more in detail.